We're here. We're live. We're going in.
Yeah.
New episode of the Fighter Stance podcast. We got
episode 7, right?
Episode 7. Yeah, episode 7. We're killing it, guys.
Getting in there.
Sean was like, everybody that I talked to about Sean last week was like, it was so good.
It was so good. Sean's so good.
If you haven't watched last week's episode, go back and watch it.
Yeah, press pause right now. Go back and watch it.
Yeah, because Sean, like, the story's amazing. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And honestly, we got to have him back on again because we didn't even get his hilariousness through.
Well, it was super serious. A little bit of that was me. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So
it was worth it.
It was definitely worth it. It was good. It was good information. It was good background, and
just like you said, everyone who saw it loved it.
Yeah.
Shady Sean.
Yeah.
Shady
Gator. shady Gator, who wears flip flops and surfs, which I didn't know he surfed. Super weird.
I mean, why is it super weird?
It's because he has a New York. I've never met someone who has a New York accent and surfs. Like, I go to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
I think
you do what, bro?
I think you surf in New York, like off of Long Island and stuff.
Yeah,
I think.
Off of what? Say
Long
that again?
Island.
Long Island.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, yeah. I don't know. You said it weird.
Yeah.
All jacked up on Bueno.
All jacked up on Bueno. Yeah.
Come on, you like a spider monkey, Patrick.
25% if you put Sheepdog when you order your delicious Bueno. This is my new favorite energy drink, by the way, too.
It's so good.
It's the only one I drink. I don't drink any of the other ones.
It's some of the best flavor for sure.
Yeah.
But
you guys go with vodka?
That I haven't tried.
I don't.
Good to know.
Can't drink vodka.
Oh, jeez. Maybe some Jaeger.
Oh, God, tastes like college.
That tastes like college.
Tastes like black licorice in college.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I can't drink Jaeger and I can't drink Red Bull.
Together or just in life?
All three combinations. Jaeger by itself, Red Bull by itself. You mix them bad boys, it's even worse.
I drank Jaeger in like 15 years.
Yeah,
dude.
but that's like the army thing. Like, you go out with your buddies like in the army and you go drinking. Someone's going to be like, let's get Jaeger bombs. You're like, get out. Get away from me. Yeah, get away from me.
When I was in, it was like Rumplemints what they started talking about.
Rumplemints.
That was like the worst thing.
I
was like, what is Rumplemints the first time? I was like 21. They're like, let's get Rumplemint shots. Like, what is that? They're like, oh yeah. Let's get some Rumplemint shots.
When I was in Ireland for like a few weeks, I like did a quick study abroad over there, and they were drinking Rumplemints over there.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
There's a Heroes Jiu-Jitsu school in Ireland now.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Heroes Jiu-Jitsu.
International. Yeah, international.
What school is that? Can we talk about them at all? Is that?
We'll get into it later. I'll post it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Official, but not yet official.
Yeah.
Almost official.
Yeah.
Same.
But it's on the website.
Yeah. It's on the website.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
When it's on the website.
But talking about Heroes Jiu-Jitsu though, and we're opening the gun store this week. Noble Defender here at Sheepdog, and we will have a raffle to benefit Heroes Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
So
there we go.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Store opens today. If you're listening, I guess tomorrow, as we're recording.
Yeah.
Yeah. But come check us out.
Yeah.
Should be a good time.
Yep.
And Nick will be there to help you out.
Yeah,
and
I'll be there to help you out.
And Bright. Bright. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and he's working in the gun store, so don't get crazy.
Wait, what'd you call him?
Bright?
Bright?
Yeah, it's last name.
That's Taylor's last name.
I've never caught his last name before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now you know.
Yeah.
If you don't know.
He trained with like super good dude. He trained with like Marcelo for a really long time.
Oh, nice.
Like,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah.
He's from New York?
I think so.
That explains a lot.
I don't know if he's from. I know he lived there.
Now, I have to ask him if he knows my buddy. He's a Marcelo black belt.
Maybe.
Is his black belt from Marcelo?
No.
Oh, okay.
GF team.
Okay.
That's how you guys know. Because he joined the army. And then he was stationed at Fort Hood, and he came and trained at the Twin Wolves, the GF team school there, and just was like, who is this monster?
Right.
Also, why do you have a Brazilian accent when you teach? It's weird.
I was trying to listen for that. I didn't really hear it. But I kind of see what you mean, though.
Yeah, he's a little quiet too, but very good instructor. Very good at breaking things down. He's super technical, but like, I was like, I don't like you talking when you're describing moves because you're a ginger and you have a Brazilian accent, and I'm not 100% pumped about that when you teach your jiu-jitsu because you don't have an accent any other time. So there's that.
It's kind of like when like British people sing and they don't have a British accent anymore. Like why does that?
Are you talking about Adele?
I mean, I'm not specifically talking about Adele.
Blonde-headed angel.
I'm not specifically talking about Adele. I'm saying like any of like Any artist from the UK? I mean, like the Beatles. They don't sound.
Amy Winehouse? Are you talking about her?
Was she? I didn't even know she was from there.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I was in London last year. There was like so much Amy Winehouse like memorabilia. Like,
yeah,
all
she
over
might
London.
be like. I think she is. Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
she is. I was in
making
London
it up.
last year.
Yeah,
We were talking about that.
R.I.P.
I didn't even
Amy
know that
Winehouse.
until I was there. I was like, why is there Amy Winehouse like memorabilia all over London?
Yeah.
You guys
My
are-
friend's like,
She's from
because
here.
she's from here. Like her
Got
house
it.
is
There
like
you
a
go.
block from
So,
here.
listen, I was right. I knew.
You were right. I don't.
Yeah.
You
Definitely
You
right.
shouldn't have stepped down from your stance on that.
No, I shouldn't. I it was real quick too because I wasn't 100% sure. And I was like, there's gonna be like a couple thousand people that are gonna see this podcast.
You're an
and,
idiot.
Like,
Yeah,
you
and then
moron.
yeah, they're gonna put that, and then Carlos is gonna put that in a reel, and everybody's like, "This guy's an idiot." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, I'm old." Like, what's
I have
that?
TBI, bro.
Yeah, I don't want to go to. I know one of her songs. That's it. That I don't want to go to rehab song. Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, I think that's probably her most famous song. I
I'm
don't
not
know.
gonna
so
lie.
good though.
I don't know any of her songs. I just know what she looks like.
Yeah,
But you've heard of that song, though, right?
and
I
then
have
the-
not. Actually,
really?
no,
I don't want to
haven't.
go to rehab. Whatever. It's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Maybe
I
people
heard.
quoted it. I'm just thinking like, okay, don't go to rehab then. I don't know. I thought they're, I don't know, whatever.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Anyways, we're a little late with recording the podcast this week, but this has been like a crazy week already. This morning, I had the honor of going to Roca, which was pretty nuts.
Oh, you got to try with the new wave guys.
I got to train with the
Nice.
New Wave guys. Me and Yako went out.
Let's get a fight breakdown of that.
we
Who'd you roll with?
no one famous.
I
or
wish that-
interesting.
Doesn't
I
matter.
wish
They
that
probably smashed the fuck out of
Yako
you.
would have recorded it.
So to be fair, I probably rolled with like some blue or like purple belts because it was okay. It was my first time training in like a few weeks since the kiddo and everything.
Yeah.
But I did feel really good. That being said, John talks so ridiculously quiet. I had to ask Yako what he was trying to explain the whole time. And like, it didn't help that Tim was there doing a workout and they were blasting music on the other side of Roca.
Yeah, no, so I heard that. I also heard that like the intricacies, right word? Is that correct
Yeah,
word?
yeah, sure.
Of like how John breaks down a move is like for idiots right here, everyone sitting around this table. It's kind of like it's very like you have to like pick up every little detail. It's very difficult.
It's like philosophical stuff,
Yeah,
or is
yeah.
it like just nuance? Like
I think
details?
it's nuances for like the
Okay.
move. But again, though, I've never been, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I think about it and I'm like, jiu-jitsu smash. Not like you're gonna do this fancy move. No. Get on top, pressure, pass, and then leche de padre.
That's why we were there. We were dropping off the Leche de Padre shirts.
Yeah. See how I threw that in there?
That
There
was a
you go.
beautiful segue.
Yeah.
But
Very nice.
I don't know. I think you're right about John. That's not how he specifically was today. Again, I couldn't really hear him, but it was pretty normal and practical. It was some good stuff. They were teaching your favorite thing, the body lock pass. He does it a little differently. So who's right? I don't know.
I'm pretty good at body lock passing. Maybe we both can be right.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Because it all works for. I mean, that's the other great thing about jiu-jitsu, right? It like works for you.
Yeah.
So like whatever works for you is what works, right?
Yeah. So speaking of jiu-jitsu
Uh-huh.
and new wave,
Yeah.
Polaris 26 happened this weekend, and
Oh,
Oliver
nice.
Talza fought Tommy Lancacker.
By the way, I met him. Super nice.
Yeah. Also, he has really good heel hooks, and Tommy Lancacker doesn't have any, like, his knees just bend and his ankles do all weird, and it's terrifying to watch.
You're like, how are you not injured?
Yeah, and then he got, like, so during their match, Tommy Lancacker won, but during their match, Oliver Talza put him in the nastiest heel hook that I've ever seen someone get put in and not tap from. Like, it was one of those where, like, his feet, like, his toes were facing the other way.
Ooh.
And his heel was facing the not right way.
Uh-huh.
And he's just eating it.
How do you know that you could eat that without your whole leg not ripping
Because
apart?
he's a Viking. He says, I'm not, you let go of my feet, bro. I'm not tapping. And then got out and just applied a whole bunch of pressure and won, which their rules for Polaris are a little bit weird. Because, like, it's rounds, but it's not really rounds.
Yeah.
So, like, 2 rounds for Tommy Lancacker, 1 round for Oliver Talza.
Super weird.
Because of the heel hook. It's weird.
Yeah.
But, like, whatever. That's how they do it. And Polaris is killing it because there's been 26 of them. And they only do them, like, once every month or once every 2 months.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. But then Kendall Rusing had a match versus Leticia Cordoza. Also, they also do I hate the double knee pull.
Uh-huh.
And if there's no action standing, they do like a double knee pull.
Weird.
So they start one leg up, one leg down, like that combat base position.
Yeah, combat base, yeah.
And that's why both of them start, which they did it before in one, and then both the dudes just stood back up, so it didn't matter. Like nothing happened from it.
I mean, that's the move. You should probably just stand back up.
Yeah. Well, Leticia Cordoza tried to stand up, and Kendall Rusing's like, "Not today. I'm gonna wrestle you because I have good wrestling." She did like an ankle pick and then got on top. So
that's cool.
Yeah, she ended up winning. Like she got on top, and there was no like. She was on top. She's staying on top.
Nice.
And it was like she just smashed her. Didn't submit her, won by decision, but it was like 10, however long the match was, of just getting pummeled by Kendall Rusing. Just pressure is really solid. It was really good. And she's come back from injury. She hasn't trained in a long time, so
yeah, even more impressive.
Good. Yeah. And then the main event, that was main event was Craig Jones.
Yeah.
Versus Gerald whatever. Mearshart.
Doesn't matter.
It might be Gerald. It's probably super easy to say. I'm just screwing it up just because I'm so self-conscious about names now.
Yeah.
After I did that UFC that was all Russians and Brazilians, like, come on now.
Pick the hardest names possible.
Yeah. For the first one that we did. Again, it's probably a really easy name to pronounce. But Craig Jones is wrestling. Like, who would have thought this?
Yeah.
Was fantastic. The dude,
he's good.
Yeah, like it was like started with like a Russian tie, and then the guy hit the angle, and Craig Jones pushed up on the elbow, and then like ducked under. I teach it all the way to the back, and then like took his back, got like. We'll say choke because I am a firm believer. If it's, I used to say nose, but I'm gonna say eyes now. If it's underneath the forehead, it's a choke.
How is that a choke? Elaborate that part on me.
It covers the nose and mouth.
Well, you're up here
choking.
Yeah, because if you got big arms,
I got it,
and then you cover the nose and the mouth.
Some beefy arms.
Thanks, bro.
That makes sense.
Yeah, thanks. Make me feel good about myself. But then like put him in a choke. It was like mouth area. Could probably neck crank too, but like again, if it's below the forehead now, I guess it's
you subscribe to neck cranks. I mean, if you tap, you tap. That's the important part, right?
Especially in like Polaris. But he just put it on him. Good match. Defended his belt. And then he had his B Team Bulls like fight kit on.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
And then did a pretty good interview at the end. Like, dude's wild.
He's an interesting character.
Yeah. But it was actually like good event. Like Polaris always puts on good matches. Like sometimes you'll watch like a competition or like a super fight like card, and you'll be like, this is rough. Like,
I mean, they're definitely up there. They're one of the top 3 organizations that are kind of like doing it right now.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So if you had to do like a top 3, I'm gonna blow your mind with this, but if you had to do like at the end,
you're gonna blow my mind.
Yeah, if you had to do like a top 3 though, of like top 3 like pro like some like not even submission only, but like pro like
card
like that. Yeah,
cards,
What would you put in your top 3?
Who's number 1?
Yep.
Polaris is going to be number 3, I would say, and I can't. I just brain farted on the second one.
EBI,
yeah.
That's EBI also does like the combat.
The combat jiu-jitsu, that's a whole separate thing. But they're not with the combat jiu-jitsu, they're not pulling the same people, right?
Yeah.
Like,
no, agreed. Yeah. No, sometimes they are. I agree with all of those. But I might not do EBI at 2. I might do IBJJF at 2.
That's how you're gonna blow my mind.
Hold on, this is why I say that. Okay. They got that crown thing coming up.
Yeah.
That's wild. And also they did that.
What was that thing they did with Marigali, right?
Yeah, so they did that tournament. They did the absolute tournament.
Yeah,
they had Marigali in it. That was amazing.
That was awesome. We were here watching that.
Yeah, we were because they were doing the provider
course.
Provider course.
The first provider course.
Yeah, there's another one of those coming up in December. Yeah, it's like the same. Like they're doing that the same day that like they're doing that event here.
Yeah.
So like it's gonna be like that day is gonna be crazy because there's Heroes Jiu-Jitsu. There's gonna be the gun store. There's gonna be provider. Like everything.
It's gonna be an awesome day. You should come through.
Wild. Yeah, everybody should come through. But like
that's your wild card.
Yeah, because like if you look at like what they're and then they have the crown thing coming up, which has got like and it's gonna be gi, right? So like people are like kind of that's boring, but like you put like Marigali in there and you throw like Victor Hugo in there, like fire.
To be fair, I would make the argument that they should be doing gi. Like someone should be doing gi. No one's doing gi.
And that's like it's
and
cool.
That's how they're going to differentiate themselves, right?
Yeah.
Like Gordon's he's who's number one, right? Like
But he was EBI.
No, I know, but I'm saying like now and for like all going forward, at least for the times for the foreseeable future, right? So for IBJJF to be relevant, it feels like they do have to do something different. And why are they going to compete with all these other cards where everyone's doing no gi? Like, let's just do gi. And I think that's something we've been missing for a while on this like bigger stage.
Well, I also think though, like the we'll call it not a resurgence, but a surgence of Marigali has like kind of brought that up, right? Because Marigali's been doing the damn thing forever. I remember watching Marigali as a brown belt fighting Leander Lowe, and they won. What were those events called? They did them all over the place, and like Leander Lowe won like the Triple Crown or won 4 different weight classes or 3 different weight classes. Oh,
this is before my time.
Yeah, they used to have them on Flow. I can't remember. That's gonna kill me.
Oh, that's the worst. It's just at the tip of your tongue.
Yeah. But like he fought like Marigali fought Leander Lowe in one of those. It was a really good match. Marigali was like a brown belt.
Yeah.
And like he lost, but like he was a brown belt fighting Leander Lowe, one of the best of all time. And during that like that time of like the gi, like Hadra Gracie was like coming off of like being on top. He had a match with Buchecha and Metamoris. Those shows used to be awesome. And then Brandon Schaub ruined it when he fought Cyborg in a no-gi match, and they did 0 jiu-jitsu.
Nice. That's what you want.
Yeah, it's kind of the downhill after that. Also, like people still haven't got paid from those.
Was it Fight to Win? Is that what you're trying to think of?
No. God.
Also, we forgot about ADCC, but I feel like they're too.
That's a little
like
different.
ADCC doesn't
far between.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I mean, like if we talk about tournaments, it's a little different. ADCC's number one.
Yeah. Well, definitely.
Yeah, and then I would think as far as jiu-jitsu go, ADC's number 1, IBJJF's number 2. Just for the names that they have.
And I mean, at that point too, you'd have to almost separate IBJJF with like their different tournaments like Worlds, Pans, etc. Just because at that point, like IBJJF has so many, ADCC has one every 2 years. Although now they have like the Opens, and the trials.
Yeah, but
Open's different though.
Yeah, I think the Opens are cool. Like whenever you get people like what's his? Or you get he teaches night classes.
Giancarlo
Bodoni, who just shows up and's like, hey, like. I'm here to coach, but like I like to party.
Yeah.
And then hops in there and just beats everyone. Yeah. Like that's cool, right? But like a lot of those, I feel like it's like those are the tournaments that you go to get experience for like the Open. Yeah. Or I mean not Open, but trials.
For trials, yeah.
Yeah, just so you can kind of get your game plan down and you get to see different people. Like there's one here I think in December. And that'll be cool to see everybody go out there and do that and kind of get like that because it's different, right? Like I'm not for sure how they do it, but like ADCC is 5 minutes, no points.
Yeah, I can't imagine that's how the Open is because there's too many people competing.
Well, it might be like 3 minutes, no points, and 3 minutes. But like if you're like that would like if they didn't do it that way, then like it's just a normal tournament.
You guys should just IBJJF and call it ADCC.
Yeah, you're a fight to win tournament.
I mean, that's kind of how most of the tournaments are. They're all pretty similar, which it's all just feeding into a bigger tournament is what the whole plan is. Just give people a chance to go and practice and get those matches to get experience.
Yeah.
I just think if you call it ADCC, the rule set should be ADCC.
That makes sense.
Maybe not 10 minutes, but maybe like 2 minutes, no points, and then 5 minutes points.
I love how we don't know this.
Research.
I guess like the Opens I feel like are pretty newer. They're more new. Like they're with like the notoriety that ADCC's gotten in the past like few years. They're like, okay, cool. Like let's capitalize on this and like let's have more tournaments instead of just like the trials.
Yeah.
And now even with the trials, they're having even more trials, right? Like it used to just be East Coast, West Coast trials. Now I think they have one in Mexico.
Well, there are more, but there's always been the East Coast, West Coast. They had the European trials already. I think they've had the Asian trials already too.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, but something I don't know that I've been kind of trying to look into is like, can anyone go to the European trials? Or does
do you have to be European? No, I think you can.
Or does your passport have to like be like from?
I don't think they're checking that deep.
Yeah, well, I know, but like you look at like Big Dan.
Yeah,
Big Dan went to the European trials.
Yeah,
right.
So clearly not.
So clearly you can do it. You know,
and then what's his name? The other guy, with the other big dude from New Wave.
There's a lot of big dudes over
Yeah. He's fighting in the next Who's Number One.
Gordon.
No, not keep going. Gordon, you met him today.
Taza?
I did. Taza.
Nope. Taza's a small guy.
No, I know. I didn't think he was big. I met him today. How do you know?
Luke Griffin.
Oh, Luke Griffin. Yeah.
Luke Griffin won.
We talked about who I met.
Yeah. Luke Griffin won. And also, huge dude. It has
So
crazy.
big.
Like, here's the thing about the New Wave. I understand how all those dudes are so big and like have crazy leg entanglements.
Yeah.
Like, my hip will explode. And I'm not that big. I'm pretty big.
You're pretty big.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
also like 15 years younger than you too, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's part of it.
True. And the Army, like, all that's true, but you throw the Army on there, it's like I'm like 39.
Yeah.
Because the Army, I'm like 59.
Yeah. Plus jiu-jitsu, right?
Plus jiu-jitsu.
So I think that if I didn't do jiu-jitsu and did all the things I did in the Army, I'd be way worse.
Right. Yeah. Because it's like that. If you don't use it, you lose it mentality.
Yeah. Like, constant stretching, sometimes involuntary, but not the best thing for you. But like
Who
that
involuntary stretches you.
Yeah. I mean, back in the day, bro. Back in the day.
Like
Tim does now. If Tim, like the other day, we were doing so just so you guys a little secret behind the curtain. If you ever see like a photo shoot of like us doing like new like Fuji like rash guards and shorts, and you see like Tim doing a move, no. That's real.
Yeah.
Like there's a video out there of Tim like cross facing me and I'm wearing the all black Fuji fight kit with like the ACU pattern on the shoulders and the shorts. And I think he has the green one on. That was Tim actually doing. He did that for 4 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Like after that, all these little cuts in my mouth.
Yeah.
That's the second worst time Tim has ever been on my back. First worst time. Let's do this. Let's go to so. I joined the Army and then like I deployed like a month later. I got back and I started like training and doing jiu-jitsu and I was like really into it
before.
A little bit, but
just
not
like a taste.
Yeah. Just
to get hooked.
Yeah, just a dabble. And then when I was on mid-tour leave, I did my first jiu-jitsu tournament. So like I was home for 2 weeks. For a day of that, I did jiu-jitsu. Like went to a tournament.
But to be fair, you have been wrestling since you were 4.
Has he?
Have you not?
Who said that?
You said you've been
wrestling.
Has he said that before?
You say it literally all the time.
Yeah. So, but like, so in basic training, they showed a little bit of combative stuff. And we were, like, it was like 2 months, and we were doing a field problem like before we deployed. And
was this before or after Army combatives was like a thing?
I'll say this is before.
Okay.
Like, I think this was in like 2003, and I don't think there was like none of my drill sergeants were like certified in combatives.
Got it.
But they knew some things, so they like showed us. Like we'd be in the field. The field is like you're out training, and then they would be like, "Hey, come in here," and then like choke us and show us how to like do different submissions, right? So, but they were proficient, kind of.
That's nice that they showed you. Yako was just telling me today as we were driving down that when he started training jiu-jitsu, you just like would show up. There was no class, and they would just try and destroy you. And they're like, "Okay, cool, bye. On to the next person."
Are you talking about when he was in the Army, or
no? This is before the Army. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
When he just started training jiu-jitsu,
because he brought that shit to the Army.
He's the one who started doing that.
Yeah, we'll get into it, but we'll talk about how I met Yako.
We'll get back.
It was super great. Anyways, so but yeah,
sounds fun.
Like we were training, like we had a field problem. We were like waiting for the arms room to open, and it was at nighttime. And like this is like back when like you can get in a fight with someone in the Army, and they're like, "Are they okay?" And they're like, "Yeah, I mean they're fine. The guy's got a bloody nose, but they're all right." And they're like, "All right, cool, let's leave." Like there's 3 platoons, first, second, and third, and it ended up being like these 5 guys versus those 5 guys, and then like my squad leaders like get in there. I was like, all right, and I like submitted, just knowing wrestling and knowing the stuff that I learned, and I submitted pretty much everybody. It was like a quintet by myself. And then one of the squad leaders came and was like, "Hey, like, have you ever done this?" I was like, "I wrestled, but like I never did jiu-jitsu or anything like that. A little bit in basic." And he was like, "You're coming with me to this MMA gym in Temple." I was like, "All right, cool." He's like, "Hey, but when we go, like, you don't know anything. Don't tell them you wrestled. Don't." And I had like a tattoo like on my leg of wrestling. So I wore like spats. It was like, "Cause they'll attack you." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So I went to me and him went to the gym the next day, and we walk in. There's only like 3 people. Again, this is like the early ages of like MMA and jiu-jitsu.
What
in
year
Texas.
was this again?
Like 2003.
Yeah. I mean, I think you could like single-handedly count like the purple belts still at this time. In America.
Yeah, like Lovato.
Yeah.
Was like he was one of them. Like he might even have been like a blue belt. But
nuts.
So I go in this gym and he shows some stuff and then we start rolling. And we start standing, and I immediately take everybody down, and then fall in their guard, and then get armbarred. But like I didn't know at the time, I was like picking this dude up, Jared Klontz. I was picking him up, and he like hipped in, and like I was like, "Oh no, that's not good." He's like, "Don't pick me up." I'm like, "Okay, I won't ever do that again." But
then
like
you did it like 12 more times.
No, I was like when I say like he was like going, like I never forgot that. I never, even if it was like an MMA fight, you didn't get picked up if you were trying to armbar me.
Yeah.
I just used technique to get out because like my arm was like done. Anyways, so I did that for a couple of weeks and then we deployed. And OIF 2, and it was like 13 months, pretty rough deployment. And then I got back home. And when I got back home, there's that thing where like you like had high stress and high action for 13 months and you get home and there's nothing. So you're like, what am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to go put myself in danger and I'm going to do jiu-jitsu. Well, my coach didn't know that someone had a problem. He's like, hey, how about you want to fight? I'm like, no, not really, dude. He's like, how about you fight? He's like, there's a fight in a month. Again, this is like the second day that I walked into the gym when I got back from deployment. So a total of like 3 weeks of doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And he's like, do the fight. And if you don't like it, I'll never ask you to do it. I just wanted to do jiu-jitsu because it was like wrestling.
And was this an MMA fight?
100%. Renegades in Houston, Texas. At the AT&T Center or the Verizon Wireless Center sits like 3,500 people.
Wow.
Yeah, huge. Sold out. Right?
That's like pretty epic.
Yeah, first fight. Terrified. So I was like, he bothered me like the whole class. Like I couldn't do jiu-jitsu. He's like, are you gonna fight? You gonna fight? You gonna fight? I was like, find that. It's got sick. I was like, I'll fight, dude.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And my buddy TJ Wahlberger, he teaches at school in Temple. He fought in the UFC, and this like he's 16. His parents had to sign a waiver for him to fight.
Damn,
dude's an assassin. He actually, I don't know if he does anymore, but he held the record for the most submission attempts in a UFC fight. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but they sent him like some money too. Like they're like, here's like
pretty cool.
$5,000 for like having the most submission attempts in his first fight.
In his first fight.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm trying to do jiu-jitsu, guys.
Yeah, in the UFC.
Don't come at me with your fighting.
Striking,
Joe Rogan walked by. I was like, good job, guys. I'm like, yeah, thanks, Joe Rogan. Anyway.
This was at your fight?
No. This is the UFC. UFC when he fought in the UFC. Anyways.
I'm like, damn, Joe Rogan's coming out to
back then,
pro-am fights.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Commentating back then?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But this is like, so this was just, it was a show called Renegades. Anyways.
Got it.
So again, I was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. My coach finally got me to be like, you're doing it.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. And I looked at TJ. I was like, let's start training, bro. Let's get ready for this. And he was like, okay. So the whole month, like, we worked like striking because I had zero, and then my wrestling, and then like just the jiu-jitsu stuff that I knew. So it was nothing crazy, but the goal was to get it to the ground and just beat this dude up. So we get there, we're warming up the back, and I'm like, cool, I'm not nervous, which is weird because I'm about to fight someone in my underwear. Yeah, but I'm not nervous.
Valley Tudo shorts.
No, tap out shorts, bro.
Nice.
Yeah, the Diego Sanchez tap out shorts
specifically.
That's old school right there.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, nice. like huge Diego Sanchez
back then,
fan.
that was the current hotness.
Yeah, 100%. Right, and they were like gold and black, and like they had his signature on it, but it was like sewn in. They're dope.
That sounds pretty fancy.
Yeah, they were super fancy. But so I walk out to the ring. My Jared, I think, picked my walkout music. It was like techno music, and we walked out like the Gracies. He was like, "Put your head down," and like put a towel over my head, and we like did the train thing. And I was like,
"Oh my god,
this is making it way worse." And I don't like this techno. I don't like techno music at all. House music, whatever. Like, sounds like robots. Yeah, we get out to the cage. It's a square cage, like the worst cage to fight in. If you get stuck in a corner, you're dead.
Like a WWE ring.
Yeah, bro. But it had like the pads on it. It was so rough.
Was there a roof over it too?
Yeah. No.
You couldn't escape.
Yeah, it would have been cool though.
What do they call that in the WWE? It's like
Hell in the Cell, cage match.
Yeah.
Shout out Undertaker. What's up, dude? Come on the podcast. So I walk out.
Would be cool.
That would be dope. We'd have to get a bigger table. My man's like 6'12". True. But so I get in the cage, and they shut the door behind me. Not nervous. I'm jumping around then
I feel like I'd get nervous at that point.
No, not nervous yet. I'm also dumb, so there's that. And then the other guy gets in the cage, and they shut the cage door behind him. I am now terrified.
It's like it
all hits you all at once, right?
Oh,
no
yeah.
nerves until that one.
Oh
moment.
yeah, no, like I took a knee almost.
Yeah.
I was so nervous. I was like,
my
I'm
God.
actually gonna do this. This is not okay.
Yeah. You guys ever see Bronx Tale? It's like a Bronx Tale. It's like now you can't leave.
Yeah. What same?
Lock the door.
Yeah, no, terrified. And the ref brings us in. He does like the hey, you know, keep it clean, blah, blah,
Yeah.
whatever. I'm fair, but I'm firm.
Yeah.
And then he separates us. And all I can remember is I was like, in my head, I was going, did he have a Marine Corps like sweatshirt? Is this motherfucker a Marine? Like now I have to beat him up. Now like there's no way that I can let a Marine beat me.
Yeah.
Right. And he was clean.
As an Army guy.
Yeah, he was clean shaven too. And I was like, oh no, like it's on. And then I was like, I'm going to go out and work my stand up a little bit and then like take him down. The ref did the like fight thing and I ran out and I forgot all of that and I shot the worst double leg in the history of double legs.
I'm sure people have done worse.
No, not at all. He sprawled and started to hit me. And I was like, oh, okay, now we're fighting. Now this is a fight. I ended up working my way back up. I ended up getting him down. I pushed him in the corner of one, like where the corner was at, so he couldn't get out. And I was beating him up pretty bad. And I had an opportunity to get hooks and like take his back. I didn't. Nice. I just stood up above him and like rock him, sock him, robots to the back of his head.
It's an MMA fight.
Yeah, I could have finished him though if I would have put hooks in and like done anything. Like I ended up winning the fight via decision, and it was amazing, right? Nice. I was like, oh, this is awesome. I'm going to do this forever.
Yeah.
And my coach was like, that was horrible, bro. You won, but like we got so much to work on. I was like,
you are not good at this.
Yeah, I was like, bro, you like
the coach that made you fight.
Yeah, I was like, I've only been training for a month.
You're like, I didn't even want to do this.
You made me do this, dude.
Yeah. So we go back to the gym. And this is back in the day before, like, there was a boxing commission for MMA in Texas.
Yeah.
So, like, if you wanted to fight every weekend, you could.
Yeah.
Right. And I knew I was going to play again. So I was like,
let's as much as we can.
Sending it, bro. Let's do this. So, like, I had a fight 2 weeks later.
Nice.
Didn't improve anything. Just cut weight. I won that too.
Barely trained anymore.
Yeah, no, I mean, I went right after the fight. I was back in the gym.
Yeah.
I was also going through like a divorce too. So it was like, that was like that being back from like combat and then like trying to keep everything like at a height and like keeping it up.
I'm sure it also kept you distracted too.
Yeah, 100%. And then going through a divorce, like all that, like I just dove into fighting. Like
that makes sense.
All like full, like everything. And again, there's no boxing commission. So like if you fought 3 rounds, like you don't get suspended for a week or 2 weeks. Like they're like, good job, bro. Here's the free bar.
You don't even get paid.
No.
Here's your drink tickets.
No,
you're lucky if you get drink tickets.
They would give us gas money.
Nice.
Okay.
And then usually you would go like the fights, they would give you a wristband. If you had that wristband, it was like open bar for you because you fought.
Yeah.
Also, looking back, probably not the greatest thing if you had like a rough fight and you had like a brain bleed.
Yeah.
And then like you could die.
Yeah.
But we used to,
don't worry about that.
Yeah, but like we used to
traumatic brain injuries plus a bunch of as much alcohol as you could drink.
Let me ask you this: they're selling tickets to these fights, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's that money go?
Yeah. Where's that money go?
The guy's pocket.
Because you're saying 3,500 people. For like your one event, no one's getting paid. You're getting some gas money in an open bar.
Yeah, bro, but like, I mean, it probably would have been cheaper if you just would have paid us. Like they would
like, we drank the bar.
Yeah, and they would get the hotels to sponsor them. So like the hotels, the rooms would be free, but they were the skeeziest hotels.
Was it a hotel or a motel?
I don't know. I know that had a TV, and if you went out like if me walking back to like after the fight to like our hotel, it was one of those like where the rooms were in like a couple different times, but this one, like this is my second fight, the rooms were in like a square, and in the middle you would park, but like
it sounds like a motel.
Yeah, there's like hookers and stuff walking around. I was like, I just want to go to sleep. No, I don't. Please don't talk to me.
That's amazing. You were just fighting in a cage, and now you're like, this place is super sketchy. I do not want to be here.
Super happy that I have a gun on me because I'm sure they do too. But mine's legal. I don't think theirs is.
There's a throwaway serial numbers filed off. And all that.
Yeah. So like, but like I fought. I was 8-0.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn good.
Well, before I lost my first fight, I was
got it. Yeah.
So I went to this thing called the All Army Combatives Tournament.
Tell us about this.
Yeah.
So excited.
Yeah.
So now Army. So at this point, Army Combatives has become
the very first one.
Very first Army.
So
Combatives.
it's like they've come up with like a rule set. Everything's established for running courses, and then now they're going to try to do this all Army Combatives.
Is Yako already involved at this point?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm not for sure though. Maybe he fought in it.
Okay.
I don't know.
You didn't see him there,
I didn't know Yako at this point.
Got it. You met him later.
Yeah, I think if I would have saw that baby-faced Hawaiian, I'd be like, who let this child in here?
I actually don't know what Yako looks like without a beard.
A child. He looks like his son, just bigger. Like his not his son that's in junior high or high school. His son that's in like
6-year-old.
Yeah, his 6-year-old. Yeah. Shout out. Anyways, so we go down there. I found out about this tournament from like a medic. Like I was going to do something like an aid station. He's like I had call fire. It's like, oh, do you like train? I go, yeah. He's like, me too. Have you heard about this combatives tournament thing? I was like, no, what is it? And he told me about it. I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go.
Just like whispers and hushes.
Yeah. So I send everything in. The only person, I don't have a coach, I don't have a cornerman, I don't have anybody. I'm just go by myself. I barely had like a hotel room.
Yeah. Well, you've also, to be fair, probably the only out of all the people, no one else is really fighting MMA at this point either.
There is one person.
Who is that person?
We'll get to that at the end of the story. I don't want to Tarantino this thing and then come back to it.
I feel like we already did with the hint, but okay.
Yeah,
continue.
yeah. So
it wasn't Yaka.
Yeah. So I flew. So just to like, so my brigade, sergeant major, brigade commander, were like, yeah, you're good to go. So I go talk to, I think it was like my finance dude to get all the paperwork. Cause this is back in the day before there was like government travel cards or anything like that. So you had to go like form, then you had to go to this place called Sato and they would cut your tickets.
Cool.
Well, this E7, again, I'm like a I think I'm E corporal at the time. Cause I went to the board when I got back from deployment. And I was like, hey, like,
E4.
Yeah. So Sergeant Major said that I can do this. He's like, oh, really? He's like, are you good enough? And I go, yeah, I'm pretty good. And he goes, I don't know. You need to fight this guy to find out. What? Yeah, I was like, what? So we went out in the grass.
He just picked some random fight. Yeah, just fight this.
Yeah, apparently.
Where did that guy come from? Was he like in the office or something?
Worked in the office and wrestled in like junior high. And I was like, all right, cool, let's go, dude. So I ended up
the office bully.
Yeah, and this is like Wednesday. I'm supposed to fly out on Thursday, and this dude won't give me my paperwork. So like
everything else approved. He's like, I'm the one who decides.
Yeah, because I can't get anything. So I go outside and I just tune this dude up, and my sergeant major walks by. I was like, Miller, what are you doing? I was like, this guy said I have to fight this dude to get my paperwork so that I can go get my flights and stuff. And he was like, looked at, he's like, dude, give him the paperwork and then you come to my office. And like that dude.
So he got in trouble.
Yo, yeah, bad. Like I was walking to my car and I could hear him get his ass chewed. Like he's like, he could get injured, blah blah. He's like, well, I was trying to. It's like it was, and this is back in the day where like getting your ass chewed was like, oh, like it's chewed off.
Yeah.
Like via verbal.
Yeah.
Like it was bad. Like I was like, oh, I'm hurrying to get out of here before I catch some of this too, just for no reason.
You're like, I'm not involved. I'm sorry I did it.
So I ended up flying out to Fort Benning, Georgia. I went there for basic, but other than that, like I went to basic at Fort Benning. You only know a small piece of Fort Benning, Georgia, right? Like you just know Sand Hill. You don't know like main post. Like this is a completely different area. Like I want to go back to Sand Hill because I'm terrified because there's adults here.
Is this where Army Combatives was based out of at this point?
Yeah, 100%. And so I go to weigh-ins and like they're all the SF dudes.
So official.
Yeah, but no, it was.
Yeah.
All the SF dudes like weighing in front of me. And then I walk up and they're like, are you with them? I go, God, no. Fort Hood. And they're like, they'll start laughing. And I was like, they're like, we don't have anybody from Fort. I was like, you do. You have like, one.
It's me.
It's me. And they like look and like, oh shit. Like you are on here. That's cute. And I'm like,
you didn't make this shit up.
Yeah, I'm like, awesome. So I get on the scale. I'm like a 0.2 of a pound over. So I go run, come back in, I run like for like 3 minutes, get back on the scale, and I make weight.
Get a little sweat.
Sweats a lot.
Yeah, and then ate Subway because nutrition was like patting down back then. Like we knew how to cut weight and gain it back.
Nice.
No, we don't. Anyways, so show up the next day, and I just run through the first day. Submit everyone.
How many fights do you think this was?
5.
Okay.
4.
Dude, it's a good amount for one day.
Is it all MMA fights or like
no? So just straight up like jiu-jitsu standard rules. Yeah. So just it's like IBJJF rules.
IBJJF rules. All right.
What? The what?
IBJJF rules.
Yeah. All right.
What I said.
IJJF. Anyways, so I make it through that, and then the next day is pancration.
Okay.
And you have to do 2 pancration fights. So pancration is open hand smacks to the face, closed fist to the body, and then you can like kick and stuff. But I think we wore shin pads.
I feel like that's what I've seen from Army combatives.
Yeah, and then you wear a top, and then you wear your pants, your blouse, and your trousers.
Blouse.
And in the first match, I just run through the dude. I think it was 2 pancration fights.
All right.
Anyways, the second one, I do remember this one because I picked this dude up. Like, we have a really good wrestler. He takes me down. We have a scrim. We get back up. I get my hand inside of his top, and I trip his legs out, and then start hitting him in his ear, like palm striking his ear. And I could see his ear getting like bigger and bigger and bigger, and I hit it and explodes.
Oh, God.
And he taps.
You gave him cauliflower ear and exploded it all in one.
It exploded. It was gross. I was like,
that's a new, I don't know if I've ever seen something do that.
Yeah.
He didn't try to cover his ear up or nothing, huh?
He couldn't because I had his arms trapped.
Nice.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So when it exploded, did they just call the fight at that point?
No, he tapped.
Oh.
Yeah.
But he waited for it to
I'm guessing
explode.
verbally tapped.
Yeah. That was gross.
Blood everywhere. Tapped. Sorry.
Second time I've done that. Or that was the first. I did it again in a pro fight.
Nice.
Cheated though.
All right.
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
So
that's day 2.
Yeah. And then I get done, and the ref's like, "Hey, bro, like, congratulations. Like, we kind of laughed at you," because he was one of the guys that was doing lands. We kind of laughed at you, bro. Like, Fort Hood. Like, I was like, "Yeah, bro. Like,
You guys got a bad rap down there?
we used to. Now it's like it was for the longest time. It was like known for combatives.
Got it.
Anyway, so he goes, "You want the good news or bad news?" I go, "Let's go with the good news." He's like, "Bro, you're in the finals. Like, it's historical. The worst you can do is second." I'm like, "All right, cool, bro. What's the bad news?" He's like, "You're fighting that guy." And they're wheeling this dude off on a stretcher, and then they're raising this young, handsome man's hand named Timothy Kennedy. Yeah, who's 8-0, or I think it's like 7-0 as a pro.
He was already a pro at this point.
Yes. Yeah. He had like long hair. Like, it's terrifying. And so now, again, I'm by myself. I have no one to hang out with and talk to. I'm about to fight this gorilla.
Yeah. Who just literally sent someone off.
Sent some guy off in a stretcher during pancration rules. not even full on MMA rules.
It's like a movie. You're just like, you gotta fight that guy.
Yeah, it's like Warrior for real.
You're like, I just blew up a guy's ear, but that looks intense.
Yeah, like I smacked him in his ear a couple of times. Tim like put that dude's knee, Tim put his knee through that guy's spine. L4, L5, that guy's jacked. Right? Anyways.
Hope he's got 100% disability now.
Yeah, from Tim. I feel like Tim's done that a couple times in the combatives tournament. Also, Tim talked about the second time he won the combatives tournament in a book where he fought Damian Stelly.
Yeah.
I didn't get a mention. Whatever. I didn't get a mention. First one.
Are you upset about that?
No, not
Maybe
at all.
if Tim writes another book. Maybe.
Nope. I don't want to be in it. Anyways, so like I go back to my hotel room and like I'm just sitting there like watching like at Fort Benning, like old school hotel. And like I'm just watching the TV and I'm just like,
so the main event's the next day.
Yeah, bro.
And you're going home doing homework possibly on Tim?
Yeah, on what, bro? Like this is 2003, bro. I had a flip phone. Like you can't like pull it up and be like, oh, this is this guy. But I knew that I knew him somewhere.
But you didn't know who he was.
I saw him fight before.
He was a Strike Force back then, right?
No. He wasn't in Strike Force back then. He was fighting in like lower shows. They were just professional.
Oh, okay.
But like I knew that I knew him from somewhere. I didn't know what it was. So whenever I got the Diego Sanchez fight shorts, they sent this DVD, and the DVD was a random show in like California, and it was Tim
destroying someone.
But he had a shaved head, and just beat some dude up. They were talking about like, like this guy was the guy Tim was fighting, like drinking beers like at weigh-ins. I was like, oh my God. But I didn't know that until I went home and I was watching the fights just randomly and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That's the guy that I fought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
How'd that go for you?
Yeah. He didn't want to get back to that. But.
Yeah.
That part of the story.
Yeah. So again, second worst time Tim had my back. This is the first.
Yeah.
So we go into the fight and it's good, right? We go out and touch gloves, and then Tim, you know, the other day we were talking about like Superman punches like this.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's Superman. Like we touch,
and now it's like straight MMA, right?
Yeah. 100%. We're wearing fight shorts. We have gloves on. It's in a ring though, and Tim touches my hand, pulls his hand back, and then Superman punches me in the face.
Nice.
And I'm like, all right, cool, it's on.
Yeah.
So we do a little bit of trading. I end up taking him down. I take his back, and then we stand up. Ooh. And then I think I shoot again. I think I was really close to getting a takedown, and then he landed on top. I turtle, and then he starts dropping, like not like punches to the side like this. He starts punching directly to the back of my head. Ask him, he'll tell you they were directly to the back of my head because combat Kempo or whatever he was doing at the time was like, doesn't teach you to throw hooks like that.
What kind of gloves you wearing
I was like,
Chuck
MMA gloves. Like Chuck Liddell throws hooks. That's all he throws. I know that he can throw hooks.
I know they can throw hooks.
He throws bombs when Chuck Liddell throws.
And I'm like looking at the ref. We're trying to look at the ref while I'm getting punched right in the back of the head.
Is this
I'm
allowed?
like, bro, it's like back of the head. And like my cornermen are drunk because this guy that I found in the stands. Like I was like, hey, bro, will you just give me water in between
Those are your
rounds?
only friends?
No, I didn't have any friends.
No friends.
Yeah, those guys that I found. Yeah, the guys. Yeah, I was like, hey, it's like I don't have a corner, dude. Will you corner me? They're like, one of the dudes like looked like he wrestled once.
They bartered with. They're like, give us 3 beers each, and we're good.
Yeah, so they carried the bucket and the water. I think they just wanted to be involved. Like I was like, you guys want to wrap hands? They're like, no clue. I was like, I'll find somebody else to wrap my hands. Just carry the stuff out there and yell at me if I do something stupid. And if you don't know what stupid looks like, don't yell anything.
Get him off your back. He's punching you in the back of the head.
Yeah, I'm like
stupid.
Yeah, I was like,
don't do that.
I was like, he's punching me in the back of the head, and I'm used to having like John Moore, a great coach. Like one time, a guy soccer kicked me. I was on the ground. It was in a ring. He jumped over the ring ropes, took his lanyard off and his shirt, and was gonna fight the guy.
Wow.
Because like the ref tried to pull him off, and the guy like threw the ref off. So John jumped over. So I'm used to like coaches like that. They're like, hey, like this is my dude. I care about him. Yeah. And like
the frat boys from the crowd weren't.
Yeah, had no clue what was going on. No, they can't spell MMA or UFC. So yeah, so Tim continues to punch me in the back of the head, and then I tap because I was like, I can't get hit in the back of the head a whole bunch more.
Yeah,
that was the end of the fight.
Fun.
Yeah, not like a great experience. I went back and won it like 10 years later.
After Tim was done.
Yeah.
After Tim moved on.
A lot of people won the 205-pound division after Tim was done. But when Tim was still doing the damn thing, he kind of owned it.
That's pretty crazy.
It's not surprising, though, because his experience level is way better than those guys.
Yeah.
They didn't have a chance. He was actually fighting professionally.
Yeah, but he's also an X-Men, though. But his lungs are like bigger than like normal people's lungs. Like
That's true.
Is that what helps you sleep at night?
Well, both of his parents are like Olympic level athletes. You know
Are
that,
they
right?
really? That I didn't know.
Yeah, Mike did like water polo on the Olympic level. I'm pretty sure. And his mom was like what Paula do?
So he's just cut from really good.
Yeah,
stuff.
my mom was a waitress and my dad was a plumber.
Yeah,
nailed it.
Nice. Yeah, Tim definitely had some good genes.
Same, but different.
Yeah, way different. But yeah, so that was like I did that, and then I was like, oh, cool, I took second. That's an accomplishment, right? Very first one. It's cool.
You're like in the history book somewhere.
I got the medal at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they mentioned who Tim fought in the first ever.
He didn't though.
I know he didn't, but someone who's keeping record of the first ever combatives tournament must have said, and Patrick Miller was there.
I don't think they got. Well, I don't know if they got records.
Not that far back.
Yeah, like
writing didn't exist back then.
Yeah.
Tablets, stone tablets.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So
they had to chisel it in. They got chiseled a whole Patrick Miller. No.
They're like, we don't need to include the losers' information.
No.
Yeah. But excuse me. So I got done with that and then came back and then the boxing commission.
Now there was a boxing commission.
Oh yeah, because they wanted that. Because you talked about like that guy. What did the guys putting the events on do with the money?
Yeah.
Their boxing commission's like, I want to be able to get
a taste of that.
Yeah, I want a little bit of that money.
Still not going to pay the people though.
Yeah, so then they made everyone in Texas like there was no more amateur fights because no one was going to pay because. I can't remember what it was. It was like something to do with like the insurance and the license and all that stuff. Like it was so expensive. So like they were like, we'll just put on pro cards. Like everybody started putting on pro shows of
just call them a pro. What's the difference?
Well, everybody that was amateur just went most of the people that amateur went pro. But it's still like skeezy pro fights. Like they put some good ones on, but like there were some of them you're like, oh, like this is not
where do you find these people?
Yeah.
This is everyone's first match.
Yeah. Well, my first fight as a pro was like not counting Tim because I was an amateur, but like my first pro fight was like my toughest pro fight.
Really?
Yeah. Like I think if I fought that dude now in that same fight, it would still be tough. Dude was like a firefighter in like Austin.
Yeah.
We fought in like Dallas. Like the dude like was so tough, and I can't remember his name, but like I beat him up so bad that he was like bleeding from his eyes. Like they had like after the fight, like he couldn't stand up. He was like leaning on the ref, and they like called an ambulance for him and stuff. Like,
was anyone okay after you guys fought?
No, God, no. No. Another guy I fought in at, I think it's called Blacken Stadium in Louisiana.
Okay.
I got paid out of like normally they give you checks.
Yeah.
I got like a stack of like 100s like thrown at me like good fight, bro. And I was like, oh my God.
At least it was a stack of hundreds.
Yeah,
I thought you were gonna say a stack of ones.
What casino was this at in Louisiana?
It wasn't. It was at like an old like rodeo arena. But the dude that I fought was like a American Top Team dude, and like I beat that dude up pretty bad. And he looked like Quasimodo. Like every time I'd throw an elbow, like
was that before or after you fought him?
a little bit of both. He kind of, so I'm like, back then I wasn't like great at talking shit. Now I'm really good at it.
Yeah, you're so good. You now coach people on talking shit.
Yeah, 100%. Lily killed it. But yeah, so like the guy was like, I'm from American Top Team. We got world champions. It was like a press conference because it was a half MMA.
You had a press conference?
Yeah, bro. It was half MMA. It was Don King's like protege. And it was half MMA, half boxing.
Yeah.
So they did like
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, they did like a boxing style like deal. Like there were like cameras there and like news. They all probably were off, and it was all just for show. But like,
it looked good.
You got a stack of hundreds, so someone was making some money.
It was a roll of hundreds.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like $1,000.
Pull someone's sock. Just here you go.
No,
that's still way better than
that. Is what happened.
Out of this dude's sock.
Yeah, yeah. My buddy TJ like beat the dude and like hit the guy who's fighting in like 30 seconds, and he's like, next time you make the fight last longer.
He's like, this wasn't good.
You give the fans what they want. He was like, no, I thought winning was what. Yeah.
He's like, no, I want to see them bleed from their eyes.
Yeah. So yeah. Do
it like Miller.
Yeah. So rough.
Explode his ear.
Yeah. But so at the press conference, he was like, I'm from American Top Team.
No one wants that.
We have world champions.
Yeah.
I'll be a world champion one day. And I got to like, it was my turn because he went first.
Yeah.
Like, and I had my rebuttal, like a debate. And I was,
you were prepared. You're like, oh yeah.
And I was
what
like,
do you think about this?
And John, like they had because during boxing, like they have your coach sitting next to you, and my coach was sitting next to me, and like when he was talking, John was like nudging me, like, "You hear what he's saying?" I'm like, "I do, John. There's
what
a
do you say back?
And I walked, I like he was like goading me.
Yeah.
I walked up and I was like, "Hey man, like you're right. American Top Team is a great gym, and they do have world champions, but you're not one of them. And we're gonna find out tomorrow how good you are." And the next day, like it was all I TKO'd him in the second round, but I got dropped. And like so, the first round I just took him down, beat him up. They're like, if I can get you to the ground, like I'm winning.
Yeah.
And then going to the second round,
you don't want to be under you.
No. God no.
God no.
Yeah.
Especially with punches. Oh my God.
Yeah,
that got so scary.
I got hips like Shakira, bro. You're not getting out of there. But like, so he threw like I had my hands. I was doing something stupid because I was like, again, I was pissed. He was talking shit, and I like dropped my hands, and he threw a right hand like right down the pipe and just like made my chin touch like the middle of my chest and dropped me. I remember he jumped on me, and I scissor sweeped him, got on top, and I was like, oh, time to finish this thing. And like I threw so many elbows that my elbows were swollen. Like I remember throwing an elbow and then his face would like get big, and I'd throw another one and then it would like go down. Like I was like, oh my God, this isn't okay.
I didn't know the face worked like that.
Yeah, me either. It was gross. She was gross. And then when we got paid, he got paid. Like he was standing next to me. I was like his hood up, and I was like, yeah, keep that hood up, dude.
Keep that hood up. Don't look at me.
Yeah, don't look at me.
Did he ever become a champion?
No, I don't think he fought after that.
You ruined his whole entire career.
I don't do this shit no more.
Like, I'm good. My face.
I don't do this shit no more.
My face can't do that many more times. Like, let's not do it again.
A couple more elbows to the face, he might go brain dead.
Elbows to the face is pretty horrible, I would imagine.
Yeah. So
thankfully, we've never taken one.
Yeah, but like for me, it was always like a race because I would get back from a deployment, and I'd be back for like a year. And then it was a race for me to get like as many fights in as possible.
Yeah.
So that I could get my name back up, because the goal was like always the UFC.
Pro.
I was already pro. I just wasn't in the UFC. Yeah. I wasn't like at that level.
So what at this point though, now that there is this boxing commission, right? What was the Like how often were you allowed to compete? Like once.
So it depends, right? So if you go out and then you knock the dude out in the first round, you can fight the next week.
Got it. Interesting.
That's why in the UFC where you have some guys who will fight one week and they like murder somebody or they don't get injured, they could fight the next week. Is because they like normally you get suspended for how many rounds, or I don't know how it works now, but back then it was like if you fought a round, you got suspended for a week.
Yeah.
Fought 2 rounds, you got suspended for
how long it lasted. And that, I guess that makes sense, right? Because there's a huge difference between someone who goes like 5 rounds in like a bloody brawl versus like submitting someone in the first round.
Yeah. So when I was getting pretty good at getting dudes out of there.
Nice.
But it would be a race, and that's always something in the back of my mind. Like, you need to go out there and finish this dude because you need to fight again. Because if your goal is to, because like my 3rd deployment to Iraq, like I was gonna get out of the army. Now, like I was gonna like just concentrate. I was like gonna give it a go of like fighting.
You mean you weren't gonna pull the Tim card and be like in the military and then also fighting UFC?
Yeah, again though, we talked about this. Tim is a
no, I know, I'm joking. That's what
he's a mutant.
Yeah, but also the dude put in a ton of hard work.
Yeah,
he's just kind of built different.
Yeah,
not saying it didn't work, but I couldn't do.
Yeah.
I couldn't do like the part-time.
It seems hard.
Yeah.
I think the mutant part of him is what gives him the ability to keep working and working and working when most people can't.
Yeah, I can see that.
I could be wrong.
But also, so the thing too is like I would go to work and I'd get off at like 5, and then
what are you doing?
Infantry shit, like normal infantry stuff, like every day-to-day stuff. But we were always trying to get ready to go back to war, so like it was like intense. And then I would go home, eat real quick, and then I'd drive to the gym, and it would be like 1800. I'd be at the gym training till 10.
Yeah.
So till 2200.
Yeah.
And I would just do that Monday through Friday and then train Saturday. But it was always like a big race. And anytime there was a fight that came up that was like, hey, this is a big name guy, like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Like, even if I wasn't 100% ready. Like,
yeah, because you want that notoriety.
Yeah. So like, I'm either going to win or I'm going to lose. But if I win, like the risk versus the reward. So like, my coach was like, hey, Rico Rodriguez, like, somebody got injured and they were supposed to fight Rico. It was like 2 weeks away, and I just got out of the field, and I was like, let's do it.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, the payment structure was weird, but like it was like they'll give you and me and Sean, one of the other guys that like fought with us, he fought that night too, like plane tickets, and then but we get pay less money. I was like, let's do that because I'm not gonna
buy my own plane ticket.
What am I going to drive to McAllen, Texas? It's like what, like 8-9 hours away.
Oh, that's it.
From Hood? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty far. Yeah. So,
were you training while you were deployed at all? Like, were you able to like at least not like everything go?
I mean, I would work out.
Yeah.
But like again, like the mats over there were like if you could find mats, they were usually like the little like foldable gym mats.
Oh yeah.
So
not
every once in a while,
mats.
Yeah, every once in a while we would like
try and do some stuff.
Yeah, like you would maybe like be able to roll like once a week. But again, though, a lot of times like we were out like on missions and we were staying out at cops, and like you're lucky to like be able to get like weights out there. So you're definitely not going to get mats. So it was very difficult. Like I could have worked stand up and stuff like that, but like at that point, I think it was more like I just want to survive.
Yeah, you had other pressing issues.
Yeah, I'm not going to go outside because every time I go outside, they shoot at me. Like if I want to go to the shower, I have to dodge 6 bullets to get there.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like with Rico, like I was like, yeah, I'll do it, but I wasn't in great shape.
Yeah.
And that first round, like I was like putting it on him, and then the second round, I got a little bit cocky and went for like a triangle off the cage. I kind of slipped and fell off. And then he threw a couple punches and the ref stopped it. But like I was okay.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why the ref stopped it. Well, I know why the ref stopped it.
Why?
We were in McAllen, Texas.
Fixed fight, bro.
And it wasn't a fixed fight. He won. But it was like the Rico Rodriguez show. And then like Patrick Miller.
Got it.
I wouldn't have stopped it.
Yeah.
I was fine.
Yeah.
And I was putting it on him too. Like,
so it wasn't that you guys were squaring up and he just happened to get the best of you at like this immediate moment where you could have kept fighting. I
mean, 100%. Could I have stood up a little bit faster? Yeah. Maybe, right? But like you can't like you gotta give me a chance.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like the ref gave me a chance.
That makes sense.
You weren't supposed to win that fight. Let's be real.
Yeah, probably.
You weren't even supposed to be at that fight, to be fair.
Yeah, and then like no, I wasn't. And then like 3 weeks later, I fought Sam Hogar.
Damn.
In Houston, that fight did not go well. It's on the internet. I got kicked in the head. It never been knocked out, but that was the closest I've ever been to it. Yeah.
Was there, if your goal was the UFC, right? Was there a path to get to the UFC? Like at this point, like now now they have like the show and like there's like a system.
I thought that I could have maybe went on the Ultimate Fighter. Like I felt like I was good enough. The problem again though, like I was deploying, like that was paying the bills, like fighting didn't. So I was like, I'll do this 3rd deployment to Iraq. When I get back, like I'm done.
What year is this?
Oh, 2009.
Okay.
2010. Like I felt like I had good enough skills. But I think that again, like it's like do you ever see that part where Joe Rogan is talking to Brendan Schaub about like 1 foot in, 1 foot out?
Yeah.
And like he needed to stop fighting because he was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I was that, but it wasn't because I wanted to be that.
It wasn't by choice. It was,
because
you were still
circumstances.
Well, I was doing the Army thing like day to day, and I couldn't like recover. I couldn't train, which like the PT thing in the morning is always good. Like going on runs, like my cardio was awesome, but like nutrition was like shit.
Yeah.
So like it was very difficult for me to be like where I needed to be at.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So what was that like? What was that like moment where you kind of like figured that out, that it was like you were half in, half out, and that you couldn't pursue that as what you wanted to do, basically?
The Rico Rodriguez fight.
Oh, so that was the moment.
Yeah, I don't think that I should have fought Sam Hogar.
Okay.
I think I should have been like, all right, I gotta like come at this another direction.
Got it.
Because at that point, I think I only had like 2 losses.
Yeah.
And they're all the guys who fought in the UFC, and then I lost to him. That was 3.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like I was kind of at that point where it was like, all right, I'm going to get back from this deployment and I'm going to get out.
Yeah.
And then so I deployed, and then when I was over there, my daughter had like medical problems. So she had to have surgery, and I was like, well, I can't do this fighting thing because I need insurance.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I was like, I'll do this. Like I'll dive into this. And also after I fought Sam, I also just like, I was like, I'm not going to fight anymore.
Yeah.
That's when I started doing gi jiu-jitsu. No, because
I guess right, because everything was MMA focused.
Yeah, I was gonna retire, like from fighting, and my coach like just throw the gi on, come in and train, and I was like, okay. My coach, like John, was really good at like knowing like where I needed to be at, like where I was at, and like how to entice me to come back to the gym.
That's cool.
But I also needed it though.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. So I started doing gi, and then kind of fell in love with the gi. I was like, at that point, like I wasn't like 100% like I'm done fighting.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I'm not going to fight right now. And so I deployed, came back. I got orders to be a drill sergeant.
Okay. So
I went to Fort Benning for 2 years.
That gave you some stability at least. Ish. No.
I got, being a drill sergeant is one of like, is a very like deploying's the most like rewarding thing, I feel like.
Personally rewarding?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or no, like just to like go fight for your country.
Like the highest prestige?
No, I'm gonna say like for me, because I joined the army to go kill terrorists.
That makes sense. So you're doing what I
signed up for. Yeah. Like, so that like gave me like a personal sense of pride. I didn't want to be a drill sergeant. Like I joined the army, like I said, to kill terrorists, but they don't give you an option. Like they give
training killers.
Really? Yeah. The army doesn't be like, what do you want to do today?
God, no. You're training guys who are gonna go get. Anyway, so yeah, so I went to go be a drill sergeant for 2 years, which really it was only like a year and a half, because they it was during Obama, so there was like the drawdown, so they weren't putting as many people in, so we had a non-conduct, so they put me in charge of the combative school. Nice. On Sand Hill. So I'd go around all the clinch drills and then like run 2s and 3s and stuff. And then I got to train all the time for like 6 months. I got to hit it. And then I kind of like was like, all right.
So that sounds pretty fun.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to fight.
Yeah. So that's what got you back into it.
Yeah. So I fought 2 really, really good dudes. Again, guys who fought in the UFC. All my losses are guys who fought in the UFC. So like, I did really good.
Impressive.
Yeah, like, but not all rule sets play to my favor. Where like if we are fighting and I take you down and we get entangled in the ropes and they stand us back up, then all you're gonna do every time I take you down is just like hip escape to the ropes.
Yeah.
So like that's not gonna be great for me because I'm gonna take you down 75 times, and like eventually I'm gonna get gas.
Yeah.
So like
that makes sense.
Yeah. So I mean, this is what it is. No excuses. I lost those fights. And then I was like, then I came back to Hood, deployed to Afghanistan, which was cool. Kind of mountains in Afghanistan. Like I always ask people like who've been to Iraq and Afghanistan, I'm like, if you had to pick a place to be deployed, Iraq or Afghanistan, where you want to be? And a lot of the people were like, Afghanistan. I'm like, hard pass, bro. Like I would much rather be in Iraq because Afghanistan has something that Iraq doesn't have.
What's that?
Mountains.
All right.
Like I would rather clear houses and like have flat ground.
Yeah.
Than like.
Oh, you don't want the, you don't want to deal with the mountains.
Bro. When you're standing at the bottom of a mountain and you have like a 50 cal on your back or like a Barrett and you're like, where are we going? We got to go all the way up there? You sure we got to go all the way up there? Like we go halfway.
Yeah. No, you got to go all the way.
Yeah, you got to go all the way. You're like, oh no. And Iraq don't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So like
you don't like you don't want to climb mountains.
Yeah, like when I volunteered to go to Afghanistan, like the unit that was going to Afghanistan, like I didn't put that in my head. Like, hey, like mountains.
You didn't connect those dots.
No, God, no. And then we get there and I'm like, oh, there's mountains there's mountains all around us.
Yeah.
That's why it's so hard to invade that country. All the mountains and caves and all that.
And there's they're also like there's like the wadis in like the desert area. Like
the what?
Wadis, so it's like big ditches.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know what he said either.
Yeah, wadis. We call them wadis. So like,
does that stand for something?
Fuck, I have no idea. Just everybody calls it wadis.
I don't know. I thought it'd be like some like over convoluted like army term.
No, it might be like from I don't have any idea. But anyway, so like the like they would like drive their little shitty motorcycles through the wadis, and that's how they get around. But you can't see that shit.
Yeah.
Because they're in the wadis and they're deep. Like some of those things are fucking crazy.
I can't take seriously this word. I'm sorry.
It's like whoopee. Like every time I was like, man, I wish I had my whoopee. They're like, what the fuck is a whoopee? And you're like,
you don't know what a whoopee is?
Yeah, you're like, you don't know what a whoopee is? Like you're like, oh yeah, the whoopee. I'm like, that's not a whoopee. That's a whoopee hoodie.
Sorry.
A whoopee is the blanket.
Yeah.
Which I sleep with every night. Yeah. And so the funny thing is like everybody, like you're military, like you get whoopies, right? And then like everybody's got like their multi-cam one, their BDU one, your coyote one, or dark tan. And and then everyone has like the ugly like ex-girlfriend one. ACU, like nobody uses it. It's there just in case you can't find all the other ones. It smells weird. It's like crumpled up in the corner. Like you don't want to use it, but like your chain of command was like, you can't have BDU anymore. You have to use ACU, and you're like, it's not as comfortable, which is the same thing. Same everything. It just looks different.
The same material.
Yeah, it's like it's stupid.
There's something wrong with it.
Yeah, it's very scratchy. I hate it. I'm not gonna wear it.
Go home, except I can't.
Yeah, I'm stuck here. Yeah. But so I came back and I took over the combative school, and then I fought 2 more times. And then like at that point as a black belt, like
when did you get your black belt? In between
2013.
These? Okay.
March.
So this was
March 2013.
Before you were the drill sergeant?
After.
No,
during. Yeah, during.
But you were down.
No. It was after being a drill sergeant.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you came back here and got it.
I was in Texas. Yeah.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
So when you were running combatives, is that when you met Yako?
No. Oh yeah. Let's go to this. So you said that people just show up at your jiu-jitsu class, they beat you up, and then you leave.
Yeah.
So when I was a drill sergeant, I knew I knew of Yako. I've seen him before. But I didn't know who he was.
Can you explain to people who Yako is?
Yeah, so Yako was like, again, if you had a Mount Rushmore of combatives, like there's Matt Larson on there, there's Tim Ferriss on there, and then there's Yako.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody knows Yako. But also though, if you saw Yako 10 years ago and saw him now, you wouldn't know that was Yako.
Yeah, I can see that. Because again, I don't know what he looks like without a beard.
Yeah, who's that child?
He was also bald back then too. You have to say kept it shaved real short.
Interesting.
It was very.
He's just
short.
like a totally different person. He told me he hasn't shaved his beard since he left the army.
Yeah,
like 5 years ago.
There's some videos of him fighting in the combatives and stuff.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell it's him. I couldn't tell it's him. I was like,
which one is you?
Like, oh, you're the guy that's beating the other guy up. That makes sense.
He's like, I'm the one that's literally what he said to me when I was watching the video. I'm like, which one are you?
All the videos I've seen of Yako fighting, he's always in the same position. Someone shoots on him and he is punching them in the side. He's not getting taken down.
Yeah.
He's on top.
Yeah.
And he's just murdering dudes' rib cages. Like the same position, every single one of them. He's just, wow. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Stop hitting that guy. Why is that child fighting in a combatives tournament?
Why is he doing so well?
Yeah. Why is he doing so well?
But he was in charge of the combative school at the time.
When you met,
I think he was. I think he was in charge of it. I remember. Yeah, he was in charge at the time because I would go up there and like it was just like how you said, where people would show up and then they just fight and then leave. That's what it was.
Yeah,
you would just show up and there'd be a whole bunch of dudes on these. The mat space was huge, but you'd show up to the combative school and sometimes there'd be 15 guys there rolling. Sometimes there'd be 2.
Yeah.
But I would just walk in with my bag. They used to call me sloth too because they'd be like, you walk in so slow, and then you get on the mats and you just murder everybody. But I would show up and they'd be like, Yako would be like antagonizing. He'd be like, hey, Miller, go fight that guy. And there's like this brown belt there that like, he was a nice guy, but no one really liked him. I'm not going to say his name because he was a nice guy. But they'd be like, Miller, fight him.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And then I'd like tune this dude up and then I'd leave. And then,
so
like,
you were the guy who's you're messing people up, and then just like, I'm out.
Yeah, but I didn't start it though.
Like, it's not what I wanted, guys.
Yeah, I didn't want to. I just
wanted to be friends with everyone and have nice roles.
Get some good rolls in.
And
I
think
everyone gets better.
I think Brandon Sales is there too. And if you don't know Brandon's like this, like he should be in the NFL. He's like this 300-pound Samoan dude.
Nice.
Or like or Hawaiian, like I don't know, but he's huge.
Don't want to get punched by him, it sounds like.
God no. Like I did my first clinch drill with Brandon, like where you gotta like achieve the clinch in combatives and they're trying to hit you in the face. He didn't hit me, but my face hit his chest and I messed my neck up. Like I did a level change and like right on to this giant man chest, and I was like, oh, I can't.
You just smashed your face against a tree.
Yeah, I can't bend my neck anymore. Yeah, but like, Brandon Sales, and he's like that dude. One is he'll talk shit to you, and like you can't like. I'm not gonna be like, "Go fuck you, I'll beat you up." You can't do that because you can't beat him up.
Can't beat him up.
So you just be like, "You're stupid face. you're a big bully, stupid." Bully,
probably super nice.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart. But they would call me to go spar with him because it was a bigger dude and he was fighting MMA at the time, and I was like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah,
it's like
that seems. Why is that the thing that has always happened to you over your life? You always get called to fight the big dude.
Yeah,
come practice with this guy.
Yeah, same. Satoshi Miller, come spar with Satoshi. I don't want to do that. Yeah, it's like moving. Oh, you got a truck and you're a big guy. Come help me move.
You just get that pickup truck. Yeah, someone's gonna ask you to.
Yeah, you're a big guy.
Actually, need to borrow your truck. Hold on.
God damn it.
He's got like the biggest bed you could possibly get in a truck too.
Yeah, actually need to move a couch.
We could fit it. I could close my tailgate even if it was like a sectional. It's weird.
Let's do it.
Yeah, but so like
he said it's recorded.
Yeah, it's law. No, so Brandon would be talking shit, and he'd be like, "Can you come spar with me?" I'm like, "Nah, I got like stuff to do next week. I can't spar with you today.
I don't want to die."
And then the same thing, like whenever came back to after I got out. I came back to Fort Hood, and it was like Colton Smith was there. Tim would come down and train, and then Andrew Craig would be there too, and then like some other.
Why was he there?
Just randomly,
because he fought in the UFC too. This is when he fought. This is like when all the dudes in this, like the big name guys in this area, all fought. Yeah, I sparred with him.
It's kind of wild. I don't know if you just keep having to name people who are like in the sheepdog ecosystem, or
there's a reason for that.
Those people were just.
How do you think I got into the sheepdog? Because I've known these dudes for 10 years.
That's
10,
awesome.
20.
Yeah.
Or 19.
Yeah.
So like I'd go spar with those guys. Tim would come up to the combative school.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, like, Tim's up here sparring. You want to spar with him? No, I don't want to.
Yeah.
And then you'd spar with them, and you'd be like, I can't drive home. Like my eyes aren't tracking right. Like I'm trying to look in front of me, and they just keep going like this. Like
something's wrong. I don't know what it is, but it's not right.
Hey, you got another round with Tim. I don't have anything. Like I can't even go to the bathroom.
Nice.
So when's your next fight, Pat?
You tomorrow. No, I will never fight.
Me and you on the mats.
So tomorrow. I got enough brain injuries from the army where I will never fight
again.
Yeah. I want to remember like my daughter getting married.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like if I ever have grandkids, like I want to remember that. So like
that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm all set.
So what you just recently got out of the Army.
May 1st.
May 1st.
Was my first day as a civilian.
How'd that feel? Weird.
So no.
Uh-huh.
It's different because I don't have to shave every morning. But like,
you also have not shaved since you left.
We'll talk about it. So I was part of this unit called the SFAB. Yeah. So so I was part of this unit called the SFAB, and like COVID happened, and like it was all NCO. So like we didn't do. Like we did PT in the morning like once a week. So like it wasn't like we wore civilian clothes sometimes. Like it wasn't like that was good for me getting out. I feel like
it was like transitionary.
Yeah, but no, that was we just did that as the unit.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying like it was good for you to like be in that transition because it wasn't like you were overseas and then now you're just like, cool, I'm here.
Yeah, 100%. And they let me like I stood up at combative school for the SFAB. So shout out to Aaron Raposa. Like that boy is like flying the combatives flag still. Like he's like nice. Like they need to put that dude in charge of the combative school at Fort Benning. But like his MOS doesn't like meet the criteria for it. So like, but like he's like one of the best instructors right now in the Army.
That's cool.
Yeah. But so he helped me stand it up, like sent me all the stuff that I needed to do, all the paperwork, and helped me stand it up. So I did that for like the last like year. Which really was like the last like 3 months because it took him a year for me to get my stuff to set it up. So I did that, and it was like cool for me to like it was cool for me to like be able to like kind of do my own thing. So the transition wasn't bad. And then I had 80 days of leave, and I was like sitting at my house. Like I would do jiu-jitsu, lift weights. Yeah. And then I'd be like, I don't know what to do with the like what else other do I do? 20. And then my boy Jeff was like, hey, like I'm doing the security guard thing. You want to do that? I was like, cool. Yeah, bro. Like I'll do that. So the day I got out May 1st and then started that job like May 2nd.
May 2nd. And then I think something else happened May 2nd.
Yeah, and then Tim was like, "Hey, you're gonna come teach jiu-jitsu and run this nonprofit for me." And I said,
"The same day that you started your other job."
So I started the other job. I got off at like 1500. At 1530, like I got this weird call from a phone number, which I kind of knew the location. I was like, "Oh, this might be important. I'm gonna pick this up." And it was Tim, and he was like, "When were you at jiu-jitsu?" I was like, "I started a job." He's like, why weren't you at jiu-jitsu today? And I was like, I started a job.
Did you just like happen to like you came through and you just happened to like Tim was like, oh, like, well, did you come here because you knew Tim was here?
A little bit of that, and then also like I knew they were doing the jiu-jitsu for veterans thing.
Got it.
And I felt like if I'm gonna get out, let's go be around dudes,
jiu-jitsu people.
Well, jiu-jitsu and former Army people.
Yeah, that makes
military
sense.
people. So it was one of those things. I knew Yako, like I haven't seen Yako in forever, and I was like, maybe he'll talk shit and it'll be fun like it used to be. He did, and it was. So
because you were training down in Austin, I'm assuming before.
I was I was driving back and forth to Temple because I'm
from South Austin,
East Austin.
But
I'm a GF team Black Belt, and there's a GF team school in Harker Heights. Shout out to Twin Wolves. And I would go. I was teaching there, and then I was driving back and forth. They're paying me, so it wasn't like bad. But like doing that drive, like
I mean, that's a far drive. I feel like Temple from here is like a solid 45 minutes, and you were like almost an hour away from here.
Yeah, so it got old, bro. But like again though, like those were my people. Like Taylor was training there, like. Hector, the guy who
Bright,
the Hector, the guy that owns the school, like one of the like he's got like in that area, he's had like the longest running jiu-jitsu school.
That's cool.
For like and Professor Felipe, like all those dudes, like really good. Like it's a really good school.
That's awesome.
And I bounced around and then it kind of settled there, and like I really like training there.
Does your old coach still train? John. That's what you said, right?
No, he hasn't trained in a long time. He just coaches.
All right.
But like somebody came here and was like, yeah, he does like a virtual thing now too. Like he'll work at one gym and then he'll like coach, like they have a like Zoom type deal, I guess. And like he'll help coach people like that. Like he has one of the, like he has a really good mind for like MMA, like Greg Jackson style. John, like I've never trained Greg Jackson, but John was like he brought like guys who had no like they didn't, like, all of us were like beginners. Like we were ground, like nothing, like
and
ground zero.
Something.
Yeah. And
he
like
molded your clay.
Yeah. Sent a dude to the UFC who like didn't play any sports.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Like he didn't wrestle. He didn't play football. Like he just like started TJ. He started training and became awesome.
That's cool. I mean, I think there is like a big difference between that. I was talking to Yako about it this morning too, when we were heading over to Roca, right? Like some people are good at the sport and some people are good at coaching the sport. And Yako was saying the same thing about like MMA. He's like, it was really easy for me to like watch and see what someone was doing and be able to like tell my guy like, okay, he's doing this, like make this adjustment, do this. He's like, but I guess it just didn't happen like in the ring for him as well. And then like who wants like getting punched in the face a lot probably makes it hard as well.
Yeah, but I also think though, like with Yako, I think it might have been like well, if you ever sparred with Yako stand up?
No.
Like
I don't even like rolling with him.
No. But like if you spar with Yako stand up, his stand up is so good. Yeah. Like it's ridiculous. Like he will hit you 7 times and you'll be like, all I saw was like a flash of like a gray beard. Like he's like Lord of the Rings, what's the dude
Gandalf?
Like Gandalf? Like he's Gandalf, but like striking.
The Gandalf of striking.
Yeah, well, it's okay, Sauron, because Sauron's the bad guy. Yako's the bad guy of striking. But he'll hit you, and you're like, "Oh, there's
wasn't
like
that the dragon."
Yeah, he's like no Sauron. I think that was the other dude. Whatever.
Right,
it was
nerd.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know the other guy's name. Drop it in the comments because TBI. But like his striking is so good, mixed with like his jiu-jitsu and his anti-wrestling. Like I don't like maybe it was just like the kind of the same thing. Like it was an army thing. The dude's always busy. Like I don't know, but like now, like maybe he's just like looking back, maybe like he's done with it now. So like it's easier for him to like progress, or if this is how good he used to be too. Like his striking is ridiculous.
That's cool.
Yeah, like we did when we were doing that Protector 2 when they strike, like we were all kind of striking a little bit, and like
how was that? That was like the first time I saw like a Protector 2.
Good, but like the striking portion wasn't fun. And Kavika, so I thought Kavika was just a jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah.
No. Little Mike Tyson with like
he's a combatives guy too.
Yeah, he looks 100%, but he looks like Jason Momoa, just condensed. Yeah, but
a small Jason
strikes
Momoa.
Like Mike Tyson.
Well, you've been to Hawaii before, right? Those kids grow up just fighting out the womb.
No, hey, listen, I know I 100% agree, but these are guys that were in the army and like combatives deal, and you're like I don't understand like how like I've never thrown a punch at Kavika's head before. Yeah. Until that, and I was like, oh. This is why you were at the combative school. Yeah. Because you're a savage and you look like Jason Momoa.
I'm sure he didn't look like Jason Momoa at that time in the combative school, right? They probably don't let you have your hair that long.
No, but also super nice guy. But yeah, like him. There's this guy named Zach Rapatis. He was like another combatives guy. He was a Fort Hood combatives guy. He's got videos online of him like beating up dudes in Japan. He's like from California. He's got videos of him like soccer kicking dudes and like,
my God.
Yeah, like one of the pancration or something like that in Japan. Like just a little savage. The nicest guy ever.
I mean, I find like the people, for whatever reason, a lot of the people who do combatives are very nice.
Yeah, because they could beat you up.
They don't have to. They have no ego, right? Like they don't have to like show up. They're just like, I'm good.
So what is that though? Like you've been around like jiu-jitsu. What is it with the guys who are legitimately like badasses? Mm-hmm. They're the nicest guys. Yeah. Like Tim, sweetheart. Yeah. Right? Matt Smith, sweetheart. Yeah. Yako, sweetheart. Kavika, sweetheart. Fucking Zach, sweetheart. Like
I think don't go passing those rumors around down there.
Yeah, Zach's like, you don't say that about me.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like every time I've talked to John Carl, the nicest guy.
I mean, I think what it is like it's an ego thing not for these guys, for the other people, right? So like when you don't feel secure, when you don't feel confident like within yourself, you have to like bolster yourself up and you're like try and get into a fight and like be an asshole or something.
It's defense mechanism.
Yeah,
right?
It's a defense mechanism. That's for sure. Whereas like these guys, they're like, oh, like I know I could kill you with my bare hands. Like whatever. Like, do what you want. Like, if it comes down to it,
yeah, but
it'll be over quick.
Yeah, and it's not just a combatives guy too. Like, look at Shane.
Yeah.
Shane, sweetheart. Andrew Craig might be the nicest guy in the Shane's number one.
Pat's just trying to make all their friends today. He's like, we're friends.
Well, no, but I'm being serious though.
No,
like you look,
right though, yeah.
He is right.
You look at all those guys and they're just like sweethearts, and you're like, I don't understand like why these guys are so like. If they wanted to be jerks, they could
for sure.
Yeah.
Right,
you
but they're
couldn't
not
do anything about it.
Yeah, no, you just be like, Andrew Craig, stop being mean to me, and he kicks you in the head, and like especially Andrew.
Yeah,
like you look at Andrew, you look at his UFC fights or his MMA fights. He's never won round one. He's murdered people in round 2 and 3 though.
Yeah,
like so, like, this guy is so nice, but it takes him to get like beat up a little bit to like get it going. Like, what is that?
Yeah,
he's told me about this before, but if we ever have him on, I'd rather him explain it.
Yeah,
yeah. Like, so
we'll have him on soon.
I think he said he wanted to do next week to talk about the because there's the UFC fights this weekend.
Nice.
So I think we're gonna do that next weekend.
I was talking to him before. He's going to New York for the fights this weekend.
Yeah, you want to talk about him real quick?
Sure.
That's enough about hearing about my stupid past.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that actually.
That was super fun.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. I think
guys.
it was maybe one of the best ones. Sorry, Sean.
Nah, but Sean had 9/11 in there.
Yeah.
9/11 is one of those things like it like changed my life.
Yeah.
Like it like made like I talked about last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Changed
Like
the world.
But
Everybody.
like Tim, same way. Like he joined the army because of that. Like I did too.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I'm sure a lot of people did.
moving
especially
on.
if that's your age range.
So I don't, again, these aren't advice for betting.
Don't whatever. Actually, you're better off probably whatever Pat says. Pick the opposite of, and then maybe you'll actually win.
Hey, guess what though? These names super easy.
Nice.
Yeah,
proud of you.
I'm gonna say I'm wrong on purpose though.
Do it.
No,
make up some like random.
Diego. So the first fight on the main card is Diego Lopez versus Pat Sabatini.
Nice Italian name.
Yeah, they're both savages though. Like, there's not a lot of heel hook finishes in the UFC, but Pat Sabatini has one,
which is insane because that seems like such a hard.
Do you know why people don't do heel hooks in the UFC?
Because you get punched in the face.
Facts.
Like, anyway, why would you go for a heel hook unless you're that confident?
Yeah. But so this one, like, if I had to pick like a toss up for this card, it's this fight.
Yeah.
But I went with Pat Sabatini. Don't get like if Diego Lopez, you're not hearing this, but like don't like I flipped a coin. Like I couldn't pick.
That's how you decided.
Yeah, and
nice.
then
you're honest with the people. All right, guys, maybe you could use that pick.
Yeah, Matt Frivola versus Benoit Saint Denis.
Okay,
welterweight fight. The Matt is 11-3, and the other dude's like 13-1, and I went with Benoit.
Yeah,
Saint Denis. I watched fights on both of them. I just think he's like he's got better skills. Like he's gonna win.
That makes sense.
And then these last three, this hurts my heart because I love Mackenzie Dern. Also she's a beautiful angel, and she's gonna fight. But she's gonna fight Jessica Andrade.
Oh,
who's also like a savage, angel. But she's a pretty lady.
That's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight. And when I in my head I was like, if I needed to move a couch, like who would I call? Jessica Andrade.
Got it. And Zach's gonna call you.
Yeah, he's gonna call me.
Call you and Jessica.
Yeah,
move my couch.
Yeah, with you on it. She's a little beast. So
hell yeah.
I just think her like how powerful she is and her technique. You have to get her to the ground to be able to beat her.
Yeah.
And you're not going to. Like, I just don't think Mackenzie's like she reaches a lot when she goes for her takedowns. Not great when you have somebody that can hit that hard.
So what are you thinking? TKO? KO?
I think decision. I pray decision because Mackenzie Dern's an angel.
Don't want to see her get knocked out.
No, God, no.
Or TKO.
Yeah, so sad. And then the Sergio. Oh, so they're doing an interim heavyweight title,
of course,
because John Jones hurt his arm, but it's not with Stipe. Like Stipe, it should be with Stipe, but maybe
they just pick two random people. You guys,
well, they're not random. They're tough.
No, I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
but I think they were already on the card, and then the winner of Jones versus Stipe was going to fight.
Got it.
Yeah. So
interim titles make no sense to me, but that's a point for another time.
Sergey Pavlovich, again, those Middle Eastern Russian names, versus Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall's a savage. Yeah. Like he just is like he's a savage. For a heavyweight, he moves so good. Like I think he's gonna take it. And then the main event versus Yuri whatever versus
You're doing so good.
Alex Pereira.
Just try it.
Just do it.
Nope. All right.
Yuri Patch.
Alex. Yeah.
Yuri Patch.
Alex Pereira. Right.
Because you can't say the other one's name.
Yeah. Stupid names. Alex. Like, I think Alex is the better striker.
Yeah.
Now, can Yuri take him down? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's what we'll find out this week.
Yeah, right. So, like, if he can take him down, I think he can win. But if he can't take him down, he's not winning.
Yeah.
Alex hit so hard. And also, if you look at Alex's last fight when he fought, what's that guy? His last fight, whoever he fought, drop in the comments or don't. He fought that dude. That dude couldn't take him down. He has good takedowns.
Yeah.
Right. Like his plan was to take him down. And he couldn't. They're also in like Utah, so elevation was a thing. But like, I think Alex Pereira wins that, hands down.
Buy it.
No, I think he's gonna knock him out. Yeah, it's gonna be rough. And Yuri's coming off an injury, so he hasn't fought in a long time.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough, dude.
That does sound pretty
Yeah,
rough.
I think Alex has like got this like set up perfect to be the champion. And if you're a wrestler out there in the light heavyweight division, I think you can win the title if you would have fought Alex 6 months ago.
Yeah.
But now
That's too late.
he's had 6 months of learning how to wrestle. And now he's after like Chuck Liddell didn't have like takedowns. Chuck Liddell's never taken anybody down. But you couldn't hold him down.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like if Alex Pereira, it's a lot easier to learn how to stand back up than it is to learn how to do takedowns. So if you just teach him those things to be able to get back up, like he's going to be rough. So like, because who's going to beat him striking? Who's got a better name striking? Not no one.
Not no one. You heard it here. Not no one.
So in the light heavyweight division, like the longer that you let that dude fight in the UFC and get those wrestling skills, the harder it is. It's going to be rough for people to beat him. Because if you go out there and you have wrestling and you fight him a year from now, you're not taking him down. So I'm going to go with Alex Pereira.
All right. Beautiful.
Nice.
I like it.
Yep.
All right.
You guys want to end this one?
Yeah, we can end this
probably
one.
a good time.
All right, cool.
This is our longest one, but I think it was a beautiful story of you, Pat,
Of getting beat up.
of you beating up people,
Beating people up
and
and
then
getting
sometimes
beat up.
getting beaten up only
That's
a few
the life
times
of a fighter, though.
by UFC
you beat up and you get beat
professional
up.
fighters.
That's just the way it goes.
Yeah. Good. Thanks, guys.
But it was super fun. And
Happy Veterans Day. to
Happy
everyone.
Veterans Day.
Yes,
Yeah.
happy
Yeah,
Veterans
it's
Day.
this is Wednesday. Veterans Day's on Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah. So
This comes out on Thursday. So yeah. Happy
Yeah.
Veterans Day.
Enjoy your day, guys.
On that note, though, what are you up to this weekend?
Oh yeah, I'm doing this thing called Battle of the Branches. It's a quintet style tournament.
I did ask him when his next fight was, didn't I?
Yeah. So yeah,
So
he did.
his
He did.
face got so excited. He's like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
me."
So I'm doing that on Saturday with my buddy Colton.
Yeah. So can you explain it? So it's Battle of the Branches. I guess it's kind of
Yeah. So there's a 5-man team. 4 or 5. Yeah, 5-man team.
some amount of people.
You
on
have to
the
be
team.
your entire team has to be 975 pounds, I think.
Cool.
And
Random
then
number,
yeah,
but all right.
yeah. For 5 people. So I'm
Yeah.
the biggest one on the team.
Nice.
And then we're fighting the Marines, which I think Chris Orozco's on the Marine team. So he's
Yeah.
good. At least there's one guy out there that's
Yeah.
good. And then the Navy has a team, and then the Air Force has a team. Space Force hasn't been
I was
around
gonna say,
long enough to
Space
have a
Force
team.
doesn't get a team.
Yeah, I don't understand why you have a flag for Space Force in here. Anyways.
Because
We
we're
should,
inclusive.
We should get one of those.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah,
We
we
should
should
get Space Force
we should
flag.
put it upside down.
No, we do have a Space Force flag
do.
out there on the map.
Oh
yeah,
my
go
God,
look.
do we?
You
Yeah.
never notice it?
I've never noticed it.
It's like in the corner, not like I think just that's how it like
Yeah.
it was the last flag they got
Do you
or
think?
something.
Do you think Tim would be
Wonderful.
mad if I put a first Cav flag over the Space Force flag?
Maybe
He would probably set it on fire on the mats. Or maybe not. I don't know.
he's a nice man. I
yeah,
don't think he would do that.
super, super nice. Anyways, so I'm doing that on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, it's a professional or something
Some tournament, right?
Yeah, I'm doing a tournament on Saturday.
Oh, you do? Was it like
On Sunday.
PFFJ?
Yeah. Yeah, I
something
think so.
like that.
Yeah, I'm doing that on Saturday or Sunday.
2 days in a row.
Yeah, and I'm doing 3 divisions on Sunday.
3 to what? How,
Easy
how,
weekend for Patrick.
Gi,
how to 3? Oh, gi, no gi,
no
absolute.
gi, and then I'm doing the gi absolute.
Gi absolute, not no
Nice.
gi absolute.
No, because Colton's doing that one.
Got it. So,
So
you guys
like,
are friendly.
yeah, and I'm trying to help. Like, we're gonna win as a team.
That's cool. I
So
like
yeah,
it.
so I'm
awesome.
gonna win 2 divisions, and then 3 divisions.
3 divisions, yeah.
And then he's gonna win 3 divisions.
Nice.
Can people watch that somewhere, streaming or anything?
I don't know. I'm not for sure. I haven't. Like, I probably should know that.
Pat will post it somewhere. I'm sure
Yeah,
the PFJJ is somewhere. Whatever those letters are.
We'll post it with
figure it out.
the link. I'll look tonight.
I would also like to say though, because I forgot to mention this before, it's so impressive that you're like one of the few jiu-jitsu people who don't have a preference on gi versus no gi. Like everyone is usually like picks a side, and you're like, I am a fan of both.
Yeah, because like for a long time it was hard for me to find jiu-jitsu matches, so I had to like both. Because like people hit me up like, hey, you can do this gi match. I'm like, yeah, I'll do this gi match. Can you do this no gi match? Yeah, I'll do this. So if I wanted to get matches, like I had to like both.
That's how it is for me too. Like I had a fight to win earlier this year, and like I was like, I told Seth, I was like, I want a gi match, just my weight. He comes back to me and he's like, I got a no gi match at this weight. I was like, I'll take it.
Do they have gi matches at Fight to Win?
Yeah.
Yep.
I've done a couple gi matches at Fight to Win.
Yep.
But like we were saying before, I think having those gi matches on like the bigger stage is like something that's obviously going to start coming back. And now that IBJJF's doing it, I wonder if other cards will start to follow.
Next week we'll break down the Crown thing. Crown, and then Crown, and then the week after that we'll break down the Who's Number One.
Nice. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
We're hopefully going to Who's Number One. So let's see if that happens. All right, guys. Thank you. Shop Bueno at Bueno Energy. Use code Sheepdog for 25% off your first offer. And
also look at our sweet sweaters.
Oh yeah, these will also be on sale next week.
Also, I'm going to add some of that real quick because we're going to get off here. But like normally when you wear a sweater, it's kind of scratchy.
It is so soft.
These are so nice.
So nice.
And they have this little patch thing.
Yeah. People. I like your guys' patches.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Cool.
Nice patches.
Beautiful.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.